The Crypto Markets Update is brought to you by KuCoin, the best place to find the next crypto gem. All right, seeing a lot of green candles. Checking in on Bitcoin. The CoinDesk Bitcoin price XGX index is at $38,970. Bitcoin shooting up about 4.4%. The CoinDesk Ether price ETX index at 2805. ETH also rising 9.5% over the past 24 hours. The DFX CoinDesk's DeFi index is at 315. DeFi making an advance of about 8% for the day. Joining us now to discuss the crypto markets is Will Peck, head of digital assets at WisdomTree. Welcome, Will, to the show. So what's your short-term outlook for Bitcoin and the crypto markets?
I don't really have too much of a short-term outlook, trying to focus on the long term. We help our clients figure out how Bitcoin or other certain crypto assets could fit in a portfolio, and well-diversified portfolios. So no short-term outlook, but think it makes sense in the long term for long-term investors.
What is your long-term target for, the next 6 months to end of year?
No price targets for me, but we certainly, it's going to remain volatile. We're trying to help our clients understand that, but I think it makes sense for people to allocate as part of a long-term portfolio. So sorry, no price targets for me, but I remain optimistic and bullish long-term.
Will, you're getting involved in the DeFi ETF space. Trying to build an ETF in DeFi. Do you think that institutional interest has been shaken over the past few days and weeks, given the scandals that we've seen?
I think we're seeing a lot of interesting developments in terms of, we call it responsible DeFi. Other people may say institutional DeFi. So one of the announcements we just made at our earnings call on Friday was with regard to what we're calling WisdomTree Prime. It's a new digital wallet that allows users to hold digital assets, buy, hold, save, spend digital assets. And for us, we use that term broadly. So that could certainly be crypto, but as well as, what people might call tokenized assets or blockchain-enabled funds, securities over the long term. So we think this is a really exciting development for WisdomTree. It opens up a new direct-to-client channel for us and gets at this idea about more institutional players trying to take advantage of DeFi concepts for more than just, crypto assets today. So there's been a lot of exciting developments. Aave Arc, for example, is one that we've been tracking closely that have really shown how this can start to happen for people.
So you say you look at basically the long-term prospects for crypto. When you're looking at over the long term, what are some of the main factors in your view that tend to have the most impact on crypto's price? Is it, for example, regulation or something else, or institutional involvement? Like, what are some of the main factors that you pay attention to?
I think it's an adoption game. You're looking at, there are 6 billion people in the world. How many people have a Bitcoin wallet today or use Bitcoin in some way? And just the thought that that's going to continue to grow over time. So I think a lot of people have been focused on inflation hedges recently, and then that narrative kind of changed for a bit. It all depends on what time frame you look at. But long term, if you're talking about continued adoption of an asset class and a technology, you're going to think that you'd see continued growth in it going forward. And obviously, with something like Bitcoin, with a cap supply, increased demand is going to lead to increased prices. So I think that's the biggest driver of things in the long term. Obviously, that kind of affects, I think, blue chip assets or things that are going to stay for a longer term more than something that could go up and that can go down or whatever. But I think that's the biggest long-term driver, and we're trying to help our clients understand that.